So looking at chapter 3, it's a little shorter than the others. Well, it's actually significantly shorter than the others. And when it makes sense, then shorter is fine. But in this case, I don't see that it makes sense. So let's look at how we can expand that. No. There we go. Let's take a look at that. Alright, let's see here. Okay, let's do it. Now I love how it has it over here too. I'm going to make this bold since this is what we're getting rid of. And this is the chapter that we're actually on. Once 3 is better, we'll move on to 4. This book will have 22 chapters, so it's a little bit of a slower process. But this way it's not just boom, 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 and then we have to come back. So I like showing you different ways of doing things. That way, if you find a way that works for you, great. You can use one of my methods, you can modify it to your own. Whatever works for you is how I want you to use the AI. And you can absolutely stop at any part of this process. If you like writing the prose, go for it. If I was more comfortable with the genre, I may write more of it. But because this is the very first cozy mystery that I've ever attempted to have any part in, I want the AI to take the lead and then me to clean it up and revise it as we're going. Now, I've read a bunch of them. I actually think that they're a fun genre. I've been reading them as we've been going through this process, but it's not something that I've ever wanted to tackle before now. Okay, so that's that. Copy the contents. Paste it here without formatting. Get rid of this. Take a look at the word count now. It's still incredibly short. It's only 1,200. But let's look at chapter 2. Let's see if it's way, way far off. Should 3 and 4 just be combined? Maybe. Let's see here. It's 500 less, which is not terrible. Let me see what chapter 1 is. I feel like chapter 1's a little short too. Okay, so chapter 1 is significantly longer. Are there ways to expand? Let me see here. Yeah, let's... Yeah, so we're going back to what we did originally, and what's really nice about working with Claude in projects is that you're not going to run out of message area, because, you know, we have this, and yes, this chat will eventually run out, but it's all going to be in this information here. So this is what it's pulling from. I'm going to ask for an updated outline to have it combine chapters 3 and 4 so that we're not having any kind of issues later on. This should be really good. The only thing I'm worried about is having it be too long now, because with chapter 1 being 2100, I would like to keep it within, say, 1700 to 2300, just so it's not a huge issue. But if chapter 3 is now 3000 words, it's not quite where I want it. Sometimes the shorter chapters work, but generally I like to keep them about the same. So if your chapters are about 1500 to 2000 words, that's a great range. Then you can go down to 1500, you can go up to like 19 something. It's not a huge jump, but if you have something that's, say, you have 1500 words and then you have something that's 5000, that's going to be a really big chunk. To some readers, that can be really jarring. I know to me it's jarring, so I don't like to do that to people, and I don't like when it's done to me. But let's take a look here. Is this all done? I'm going to copy this. I'm going to add it here. Get rid of this. Actually, we're going to get rid of this. This, I just want it in bold so I know that it's the chapter that I'm working on right now. So this is actually perfect. So 994 plus 1200 puts us exactly where I want to be. Oh, he's from Boston. Or at least that's where he was for the police department. Just trying to get a full count for this. 22. That's absolutely fine. I'm okay with that. Can I get a revised outline for this novel with those 2 chapters read? I don't want to copy paste it. I'm not paying for each individual response like I would be if I was just an Open Router or using Raptor or Novel Crafter right now. I'm using a subscription to Claude. So if I want it in its entirety, I'm going to get it in its entirety. And the only thing that's going to shut that down is if the message that I want is too long for Claude itself. Go. Tell me all the strengths and weaknesses here. I'm going to copy this. While it's doing that, I'm going to go over here. I'm going to take a look at this because this has 22 chapters. So let me see. What's the difference here? Okay. Seems about the same. So let's add content. Blue. Go. Yeah. Okay. This content. No. Yeah, the only thing is that once you actually do this, you can't really edit it. So, yeah, I would have actually, let's do that. Remove that, add content. Just to make it easier to find this. Outline, book 1, artifact of depth. Oh, fine. Copy. Edit that. Because eventually this is going to have 22 outlines in it. So, add content. That looks really good. Let's look at our strengths and weaknesses. Strengths, atmospheric opening. Sensory details, pacing. Looks good, looks good. Okay, thank you. And this is why we're going to go back through. Okay, perfect. Sounds good. Yes, please. That's content centers. Let's actually revise that note to fit the mystery better. I like number 4. Yes, please. A little mystery, a little darkness. That'll be fun. Alright, so this is going to just wrap it up. And it's going to provide the next chapter. So it's going to be excellent. Alright. Yes, continue on. But thank you all.